this is that you're probably wondering why we want to do this.
Yeah, Gary can explain it. He's the professor.
Think about, yeah, right. Think about an orchestra. And if you think about the neurons within the brain, those are like the individual players, instruments. And the networks and the areas of the brain are like the different sections and areas of the sections of the orchestra. And the content is your thoughts, your feelings, your memories. That's the music that comes up. And what the conductor is the electrical activity of the brain. That electrical activity directs different areas of the brain to connect and work together. And so what we look for, and we saw it here, but you guys didn't really have the training to see it, was a brief, what we call an awakened mind pattern. And that awakened mind pattern is the optimal pattern to kind of guide your brain to do what you need to do, so that you get this aha. If you kind of are working on a problem, and all of a sudden you get that flash, it's probably because you went into this awakened mind pattern, which only lasts for a few seconds sometimes. Sometimes when you're sleeping or just waking up out of a dream, and you feel like, oh, now I understand what it was that I was trying to do, then that also might be an awakened mind pattern. So this is basically what we're looking for, is ways of creating those optimal states. And someone here in yoga? Yogurt people. Okay. How familiar are with Yoga Nidra? Anybody? No.
Yoga Nidra? Did you do Yoga Nidra, Dorothy?
At one time, I don't remember it anymore.
Yeah, it's a really deep meditation that's almost like psychic sleep.
Yeah, what we do is we train you to go through the various stages like theta, alpha, theta, delta, how to recognize them, how to create them. And then Yoga Nidra is a form of guided meditation that brings that all together and gets you deeper and deeper into a very deep, relaxed, meditative state in which a lot of healing can occur, a lot of new information comes up, and it actually will take you down into what's called lucid dreaming. If you're familiar with lucid dreaming, lucid dreaming is where you become conscious in the dream that you're actually dreaming. Okay? So that's a lucid dream, and Yoga Nidra will help you go into that. Sometimes as you move through, as you fall asleep at night, you go through what you call a hypnagogic state, which is called liminal dreaming. And this is also a meditative state as well. So as you begin to fall asleep, you just maintain your awareness. So some people have said that meditation is the art of staying awake while you're falling asleep. And that's basically what we're doing, is you're falling into a lucid dream or falling into this liminal state between waking and sleeping, and just maintaining that. A lot of imagery will come up. You'll begin to see little flashes of light. Little memories will come up at the time. You'll get all these little things floating around in your head. Sometimes you'll hear people talking or see little images coming up. That's all about liminal dreaming and just maintaining that awareness as you fall down. So it's a much more involved program, but we have a complete protocol for training you to go through this and get into these deeper states of meditation and healing and to become a creative, because that awakened mind pattern is a pattern of high creativity. Also personal insight, emotional insight, and also spiritual growth as well. So it's a kind of a place that we'd like to go to. So you take over.
So next step that I want to thank Wanda for doing that with us. How many of you felt a shift in your own awareness when you were listening to that? I know it was hard on your ears, but some people are just real sensitive with their ears, but did you feel something inside that changed? How did you feel, Christine, when the sound was coming through? What did it do to you? Oh, okay. Because sometimes you can feel just sort of this vibration inside that changes a lot. And it's possible that one of the things that makes it even more effective is when you have a chance to lie down and relax completely and breathe with it, and have the whole experience, then you'll feel a lot more. Like I was here this morning and I got to have the whole experience with Wanda and Grant, and it was amazing. I mean, I went into some other realm, came back, had all kinds of like DNA changing in my body and all this stuff that was very intense. So it's way better when you're lying down and get the whole experience. This was just an experience of seeing how the sound itself changed your brain waves.
Well, according to the lights, what did you see?
We saw more amplitude come out on either side of the alpha, all the way out bigger than before. So the alpha waves got bigger. So since you're a visual artist, and a really good one, then the beta waves are the ones that are more related to your artistic visual input. And the alpha waves, according to this sample, were activated more by this intense sound frequency that really pulled it out. And then the kinesthetic part was sort of down in delta and theta, when you were squishing that thing. So that's our initial impression, but it's not necessarily a diagnostic procedure. It's just for the purpose of getting to know what works differently on each person. And that
Am
needs
I
to
going
be
to be
turned
more
on.
creative?
Chris,
Yeah, so we have this other piece of equipment, but it doesn't seem to be working either. It's the one where it hooks up your heart coherence. It's called Heart Math, and it actually shows what is happening for stress reduction related to breathing and heart rate variability. So the more variable your heart rate is, it shows how to get there. But basically, the secret sauce that makes it work is slowing down your breath. So if we did have someone hooked up and it wasn't failing on us now, we would show the difference between somebody who's thinking a stressful thought and how that makes you have a different kind of, we just hook it up on an earlobe, how it makes you have a different kind of heart rhythm than when you just breathe slowly and deeply. And the trick is to try and get each inhale to last 5 to 6 seconds and the exhale to be equal to the inhale. So try that right now. So as I do my finger like this, go up and start breathing in. And then at the top, start breathing out. And then up. So that's the training that they give you on that. So they just have you follow the bouncing ball, and it's 5 seconds in and 5 seconds out. And
the other
that's
thing
all.
is that that type of breathing, that slow, even breathing, syncs with your brain, with the midbrain as well, and increases the alpha. So you get higher or bigger amplitude of the alpha rhythm.
So if you ever start to feel nervous or anxious, the best thing to do is to do that slow, even breath.